Hey guys, welcome back to episode 6 of my Desert-Only Ironman series. This episode will be a little bit different from the previous episodes, as we don't have any major milestones to accomplish. However, we'll unlock the Ring of Wealth, which will provide boosted drop rates to some of the Slayer monsters I currently have access to. Most of the upcoming clips will show the prep work necessary for the next few videos to come, namely the player-owned house Aquarium next week. I've been making some good use of my Premier Club artifact Porter Chance by daily woodcutting teak trees south of Uzer. Upon achieving 35 construction, I will be able to turn these into teak planks to begin making teak chairs in my POH. As I don't have access to the sawmill, I will be making use of my servant to transport the logs and return with the finished planks, but this will only be possible after achieving 30 construction, so another method will be required up to that point. The Bear Inspectors were feeling generous this episode. I was able to receive the deployable herb burner, which will prove to be one of the best training methods for herb lore, as many secondary ingredients would be difficult or impossible to obtain in the desert. Also coming in is the Ghost Hunter Goggles, the worst piece of the outfit. This outfit will eventually be best in slot for my Aberrant Spectre herb grinding, as it boosts damage against ghost-type monsters. But as I am required to wear a nose peg to prevent their stat draining, this item would be ultimately useless. I've also been doing some smithing training, making arrowheads to train fletching during the downtime of construction training in the next episode. Smithing would be important for unlocking invention at 80, and fletching would be important for scrimshaws after unlocking player-owned ports. Next comes the bulk of the episode, crafting training and the Ring of Wealth. Crafting would be a very important skill in this series because I will eventually be required to craft most of my best in slot equipment, such as the Reaper Necklace, Ring of Death, Death Touch Bracelet, Superior Reef Walker's Cape, and the Superior Leviathan's Ring. The Amulet of Souls would be helpful for the increased strength to protection prayers, but the loss of its benefit to Soul Split makes the Reaper Necklace a better choice for Telos. Ganodermic equipment in the high 90s would also provide a great source of combat invention training, allowing a craftable and disposable source of augmentable armor for disassembly. Finding onyxes will be one of the hardest parts to crafting. Onyxes are required for the Ring of Fortune, Amulet of Fury, production of Hydrix equipment, and their upkeep. I have a few early sources, but each would be incredibly rare and most likely not worth the effort. I can get them and their dust from metamorphic geodes, available from Dracolith and Nechrite ore deposits. Dracolith mining with Crimson Skill Champas, tier 61 creatures caught north of Menephos at 81 Hunter, would result in the fastest rated geodes, but it would be a 1 in 140 chance, most likely taking hundreds of hours for one. That being said, I would also receive on average 10 Anima Crystals, giving 5,000 God Wars Dungeon 2 reputation, or an automatic 100% drop rate increase to a general of my choice. Another option, and much more realistic, would be the Onyx drop from City Quests. The drop rate for the Onyx is slightly higher, with a very rare chance at 8 to 10. I also have a rare chance to receive an Onyx ring, which could be made into a Ring of Fortune and accomplish a similar goal. This would be a more feasible option because I could receive these at a much faster rate, mainly from shifting tombs or merchant district thieving. It would also give a chance to receive a gold leaf, a construction item necessary to make a mahogany lectern to produce house teletabs. For right now, we're focusing on the Ring of Wealth. This would require 55 crafting and a dragonstone. Most of my crafting was done with urns. I mined soft clay in the worker district, utilizing bracelets of clay to remove the need to add water, and formed and fired urns in the house to the south of the bank chest. This provided rates at roughly 15 to 20k XP an hour, very respectable considering. I played around with mining some gems in the Al-Kharid mine and cut them for XP, but it proved faster to just make urns. After a few hours, I achieved 55 crafting and made my Ring of Wealth with the furnace in the worker district. With the ring complete, I returned to the Slayer grind, achieving 70 Slayer and unlocking Kurasks in the Polyvinage Slayer dungeon. Kurasks would prove to be a great source of big bones, herblore secondaries such as limpwort roots and whiteberries, volumes of noted flax for bowstrings, and increased drop rates for leaf-bladed swords, most importantly the offhand, which I was lucky enough to receive. I tried to get creative and take in a few logs to make use of my cremation ability, but it proved to ultimately be a waste of time. I did, however, receive 43 prayer and unlocked my last protection prayer, Melee. With my new sword and prayer, I did a few Calphite Queen Reaper tasks, slowly building up my Reaper points. I decided that I would probably unlock the Reaper's Choice unlock first, as it would give me a chance to choose my daily task, providing more points in the long run. In order to start Reaper tasks, I would either require a Grim Gem or commit suicide to teleport to Death's office. The Calphite Queen kills were going much smoother with my new prayers and increased damage output, but Mage was still an issue, and would be until the Polypore Staff. No good drops, unfortunately. I was also keeping up with my daily obelisks, working towards 50 rune crafting for more consistent training in shifting tombs. I was also able to receive enough reputation to unlock Tier 10 in the Ports District, giving access to the Magic Carpet skilling bonus. As mentioned in the first episode, this was a requirement to unlock summoning training, giving me access to pick up Styx's shop for shards and pouches. Along a similar vein, I was fortunate enough to find a familiarization obelisk south of Shantae Pass. This is a minigame requiring the collection of spirit shards while avoiding certain familiars. I was able to complete it with full points, giving a piece of the skilling outfit and some secondaries. The rune Stone Spirits drop means I would have gotten rune bars, which I could have used to make a rune hatchet or pickaxe. Rip the mining and smithing rework. I was also doing some occasional anima islands to work towards 50 dungeoneering and my construction goal of 30, along with some extra points to unlock Transfigure. As I mentioned earlier, this episode was mainly prep work for the construction grind next week. I did a lot of iron and coal mining in the desert mining camp for steel bars. I would require around 700 to get from 24 to 35 with ovens. I was also keeping up with my dailies, which included buying runes from Ali, corrupted scarabs, which brought in my first 1 million Slayer XP, bags of lost items, giving previously inaccessible resources like rocktails and dragon bones, and any daily challenges that I could complete. After a mining daily, I reached 60 mining. This allows me to start getting mining dailies that have a chance to give adamant and rune bars, which I can use to make better tools. Finally, I discovered the method that I would use to achieve 40 farming to unlock the best XP rates at Vinesweeper. As it turns out, the Sorceress's Garden is not only for thieving XP. You can also harvest herbs, which give 50 XP per harvest, paired with my bonus XP from corrupted scarabs, 100 each, resulting in approximately 5k XP per hour. I attempted to get a few thieving levels to unlock a higher tier with better herbs, but the course proved to be much more difficult to complete, greatly affecting the XP rates, so I stuck with the spring area. That wraps up this episode. While not many milestones were met, we gained quite a few levels and laid the groundwork for some fast construction XP in the next episode, as we work to unlock the aquarium.